Let me ask you a question. Do you think it's important for real estate agents to continue to learn, right? We're self-employed. We're our own boss. There's nobody telling us that we need to learn anything new. Wait. I've been in the business for 30 years. Do you think I know it all? Do you think there's just nothing I've seen in the real estate? I've seen it all. Oh, I've been through. Do you think that's the case? Do you really think that's the case? Honestly, I see stuff all the time that I've never seen. There's always something changing in this business. 30 years in the business, something new. I'm just going to tell you about every week. And I couldn't pinpoint it, but all the time. So why is it really crucial for experienced real estate agents to keep learning? Why? Why is that? Because the industry is continuing to evolve, right? And as your client, hey, their expertise is growing and growing and growing because we know what's available online. We've got to be able to reflect to today's market, the tools, the customer behavior. What does that entail? We've got to be ready to provide the consumer the great experience that we are all supposed to do. So here's some key reasons why. Number one, the market changes very fast. Always. I mean, pricing patterns, inventory levels, interest rates, buyer motivations, they shift all the time. You know, the headlines are changing things. Unfortunately, people are paying too much attention to the news when they need to be talking to their local real estate agent. Now, don't be ignorant of what's going on, but you really should be what? As an experienced agent, having conversations with people to let them know of the market. Yesterday, I had that fun conversation of having a conversation with the seller about a price reduction, about repositioning their home in the market. Sounds so much better than taking money out of your pocket. So as we discussed this, I told them in about a 5 to 7 minute conversation what is going on in the market. They needed to hear this from their experienced, trusted professional, not watching the news, not Googling it, not chat GPTing it, although there's nothing wrong with that. Don't hear that. But you and I, as experienced agents, are boots on the ground every day. We're talking to buyers, sellers, lenders, mortgage companies. You know, we're talking to all these people that will absolutely help give us an idea of the market overall. I talked to my lender the other day, for example, okay? And I used this in the conversation that on my price adjustment conversation with the seller. And I said, well, I know it's kind of slow right now this time of the year, and it is December, so I'm gonna say sometimes the traffic is a little bit slower, sure. But what my lender told me in the conversation the day before is this. I said, I heard that mortgage applications have been up the last 90 days because I've been reading that on some of the leadership material and from some of the experts. And he said, oh, absolutely. They've been definitely up. He goes, in fact, in December, I'm closing X amount. I said, oh my goodness, dude, good for you. That's amazing. He goes, it's my biggest closing month thus far in 2025. And the next number from that, he goes, my top month so far this year was X. And he goes, before that, it was this. It was like double or 1.5 times. I said, man, that's good news. So when the sellers said, I heard the market's slow right now, it's not a good time. I said, I understand some of that in December, but here's what you need to know. Mortgage applications are picking up. And I said, we've actually picked up the last couple of weeks with buyers, which we have, myself and my business partner. So I can tell you, when you hear from the realtors, the people who are learning, growing, trying to continue to improve, it's huge. So we got to know the market. The market changes fast, okay? So we've got to stay in the market understanding things. So we've got to stay teachable. Number two, technology never stands still. You and I know that. Being in this business is crazy technology. There's always something new coming out, some new app, some new, you name it. And you know that at least 90% of buyers start online. I think even more, but that's the stat I've been seeing lately, so I'll kind of stick with that. I think it's probably 98% of buyers are going to grab their phone, go to Zillow, Realtor, Google, one of the websites you send them, whatever that looks like. So sellers also expect digital marketing, analytics, and they want automation, right? How many times have you sold a house just from this? This is not what I suggest, but actually not even having a conversation. Okay, I'm not a fan of that, but I will tell you, I'm gonna meet people where they're at. Don't be so old school if you're experienced, a kind of combination technology and old school, but that you won't adapt, that you won't roll with your buyer. About 2 months ago, had a buyer found me online, said they liked my reviews. They bought a brand new production home, $400,000 house, left her 2 or 3 messages early on to try to talk to her. She went on a cruise, went on a trip, bought the home from me, never talked to her once. It still bothers me a little bit, not gonna lie. She would never call me back, but she would text and she would email, and she was slow in her communication because of vacations and her work schedule. But I never talked to her. I don't suggest that. I don't even like it. But this was her form of communication. So does she want to communicate like this? You bet. So got to be willing to change. Roll with the technology. You and I know that's not the best way, but goodness, do they want to communicate by email? Then communicate by email. You and I know the best way to have a conversation, pick up the phone, or even more important, online or in person, of course, is the best, right? Okay, anyways, I'm not going to get hung up on that. But as long as you as a real estate agent experience, you're continuing to learn and staying skilled in your market analysis, right? And all your video, all your social media, learning AI, right? Digital ads, platform strategies, rather than falling behind competitors of somebody who adopts them first. Technology will never stand still. If you are refusing to do stuff online in certain ways, unless you've got a book of people that you've contacted and that you stayed in contact with, maybe that's your CRM, amazing, awesome. The rest of us, get online or you're gonna be behind. Number 3, laws and contracts will continue to evolve. We are here in Central Florida. Our Florida bar, our Florida FAR bar, our contracts get updated all the time, right? Real estate forms, disclosures, state regulations. I'm very fortunate at eXp Realty. Our leader, Leo, our CEO, is amazing. His knowledge is seriously ridiculously good. We are coming up, he just put out a form, which I've got to watch a training on putting all our giving buyers and sellers choices and making sure that we are giving them free will to have the choices that they want. Being very transparent is what it's about. It's all about covering our butt and making the client experience better, more thorough, honest, and upfront. There's no other brokerage that's doing what we're rolling out early December 2025. So there's always things changing. Ongoing education protects what? Agents from compliance mistakes. That's the reason we have to do this continuing ed all the time. And it does ensure that we're writing the contracts correctly, safeguarding both clients and commissions. All right, number 4, consumer expectations are rising. We've got to realize that. So we have to stay teachable, right? So years ago, clients, they expected signage, MLS. Today, they want professional home tours. They want to be able to go into your YouTube channel and watch you in action, a video of you talking like this, or a home tour, or who are you? They want to see a little bit of that, maybe a little bit of family history. They've got to feel like they can trust you with all the weirdos today in today's world, man. They want to make sure, kind of know your stuff. You know what you're talking about. They want to see your social media exposure. Okay, I can tell you right now, they're going to go onto your Facebook, your Instagram, your TikTok, YouTube. They're going to look you up right away. 100% every time. They're going to Google your name. What do they see? Do they see 5-star reviews? Do they see like 3 reviews and it's like 2.5 stars from like a year ago? Not going to work. Consumer, their expectation, they want instant communication. Okay, they want a hyper local expertise. They want you to know your markets better than anybody else. And while we don't have to know everything, we've got to know a lot about the markets. Agents who are learning that continuously deliver this amazing service that matches that consumer expectation in this modern digital era is going to win. Absolutely. Number 5, competition keeps sharpening. The barrier to entry for content creation and digital marketing, honestly, is really low right now. So, meaning new agents can gain visibility even quicker, right? Still takes time to build your brand, but you can build it quicker with all kind of tools offering in today's technology and marketplace. A veteran's agent advantage is not in just your years alone, right? It's your years combined, so important, with fresh strategies. Right? Always learning, always growing, always trying to learn something new. And how can I serve others even better? So as long as we're learning, it ensures that our experience is relevant and it's differentiated. So important. Number 6, confidence compounds with knowledge. Your confidence that you have, it compounds with the knowledge that you have. So after decades in the business, agents can accidentally just stop preparing. I'm a know-it-all. I've already done that. I already know it. Believe me, it's easy to get caught up in that temptation. But learning prevents ego-based stagnation and replaces it with competence-based confidence, keeping us sharp on camera in negotiations, and most importantly, on the negotiating table, phone conversations with your buyers or sellers. So important. Number 7, and the last one is this: learning fuels innovation. So the best agents don't repeat what worked yesterday, last month, last year. Usually that doesn't work. Some of the practices still are always going to be in tune in today's marketplace. There's many, but you just can't repeat it. You're going to continue to evolve, to learn, to grow. If you get stale, you're not going to grow, and you're not going to help other people. Okay. Now, I'm a 30-year veteran telling you this. Okay. I mean, it's so true. And there's people passing me by leaps and bounds by doing things that I haven't even tried yet, which is the reason I'm even doing this video, is to get out there and try to help you as another agents. So what does that mean? Hey, continue to learn and create ideas for marketing systems, for scripts, for listing strategies, for team leadership, community content, and thought leadership. Hey, here's the main thing: experience earns trust, but learning earns relevance. Experience earns trust, but the learning earns you relevance. Do you want to be relevant to today's market? If you do, and to be a top producer and to stay experienced, hey, when you have the top producing experience, when you have the experience and you're willing to learn and you adapt, you're going to knock it out of the park. You're going to be a rock star in this world. I hope this has helped you and encouraged you. My name is Brian Stevens, eXp Realty, Realtors of Faith. Let's have a conversation about where you are in your real estate business. Drop a comment below if you like this, and please do me a favor. Subscribe to this channel. Shoot me a text and let me know anything you've learned from this, or if you want to connect for a business call. That'd be awesome. God bless. Take care.